Good morning, everyone. This is Latika again, signing this morning on How To Thursdays. So what I have today for you. We'll take color a little more in detail today. If you've not heard or had a chance to look through my previous week live, I was mentioning about the color and how you identify the colors. Today, let's talk about color and mood, color and psychology. We've always heard the phrase, the color affects our mood. Now, just like we know, colors, we can create an expanding or a contracting space by use of different colors. Similarly, colors can be also used to enhance your mood. So that is why, when you walk into many homes or display homes, you see that brings you a good feel. It's the way they arrange the colors and they layer it that it brings a very refreshing or a relaxing mood. So there are few ways in which you can affect, alternate the color and affect the change in mood. So sometimes even a bright, dull room can suddenly become vibrant just by changing some colors around. So these are some basic ideas. Now, everyone does have a personal preference of colors. That comes from, their previous, some memory. Sometimes they might associate a color with a certain memory. It could be good, it could be not so good memory. Your cultural, sometimes color, you're bound by your cultural beliefs as well, because you have certain colors which represent certain meanings. Indians, we do have certain colors that we talk about, which means a certain thing for us. Chinese have a similar one. So certain colors, it's just from the earlier age that you just have a belief, and that's how that color works for you. And then, of course, sometimes your style. So you have a certain style of doing this. You can even look at your own dressing as well. That represents, your style of color. What is the color that you choose? How is the way you dress? So it's the similar way how we say how our dress affects our mood. A very similar way in the colors in your home, it affects the mood. Now, basically, there are just two styles, one where the colors are all kind of a similar tone, a matching tone, which creates harmony. That's one. They're closely related, harmonious colors. And the other one has got the contrast, the energy, the vibes, which creates more energy in the room. So these are the basic kind of two differences that you have. Now, in saying that, not that everything that's warm and harmonious and monotonous will actually look good. So there's always a requirement to have a blend of things. So when you've got something really harmony, just imagine you've got a house full of cream and beige. So you can't have everything cream and beige. You will have to bring in some contrast, maybe even with the cushions or with the decor that you use, the rugs that you use. So usually what I tell people is take your main elements in a standard or a neutral tone that you like if you're scared to experiment with colors, and you can always add in the colors in terms of cushions, your decors, your rugs, your throws, the accessories that you have, your artwork, lighting, all this can add in. So when you look at a room, it's not just the one item that creates the space. Now, you would have noticed if you walked into most of the display homes, it creates a very beautiful feel and you say, yeah, you want it. But you realize when your home is done, it doesn't look the same because you've just got the structure built. Now, whatever color you match in the structure, you'll have to have the same colors and tones in the furniture as well to give, and even the similar kind of furniture to give the same feel. So that's where we say it affects your mood. And that's where we kind of help you, because when we work with you, we try to understand what is the color that you like, what enhances, what do you feel with certain colors. And that's how we put a color and a mood board. So when you're doing it on yourself also, you can see the colors, the choices that you pick up. And then depending on that, you can create your own space that feels nice to you. Immediately you'll know something. If something doesn't sit right, when you look at it, you can know it doesn't sit right. It might just be a little tweak, but there, you'll get it on spot. The other basic colors that we talk about, just like we talk of the harmonious and things, two color schemes which is commonly mentioned is the warm color scheme and the cool color schemes. Now, warm color schemes, what are these warm color schemes? Warm color schemes are which have the tones of creams, beige, yellow, you have those kind of feeling, orangish, reds. They all create the warmth. It creates warmth in space, and we know that's quite earthy. It's like a natural color, earthy, cozy feeling that the warm tones create. On the other hand, you've got the whites, the blues, the grays that work really together. They have a cooling effect on you. So cool colors have a cooling effect on you. So that is why sometimes when you walk into a home, easily you know when they've selected a certain colors, or the home, it just gives you the idea of what colors they've gone for, and very easy to find out whether they like the warm schemes or the cool schemes. So these are just the different ways in which the color affects your psychology. Of course, there's a lot more when you start talking in detail, but this is just to give you an idea of how the color works. You've got harmonious, you've got something with a contrast which brings in energy, you've got your warm colors, and then of course you've got your cooler colors as well. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes just to see if I've missed something. So within your scheme itself, when you're talking about harmonious or the contrasting, you don't have to always think, it doesn't have to be exactly the colors that change. Within the colors, if you add a texture, say for example, you bring in a stone in a similar color, it creates a different feel. There's a different mood created. So sometimes even within the colors, the materials that you use, the different textures, the tones, the gloss effect, they all create a different feel of mood. Sometimes I usually say if the house looks very simple and you've gone for a simple uniform color, I like to bring in a little bit of bling, I call it, bling and a glam, adding a little bit of shiny pieces. It doesn't have to be a shiny gold. It could be something in terms of a brassy look or a copper that will just bring a little bit of bling in the room. And suddenly there's, more energy. You feel that energy even within the color. So even when you're working with the similar tones, there are ways that you bring in a little bit of contrast, and so that there's a bit of it doesn't look monotonous. There is a bit of excitement created. So that is how we talk about color and mood. Now there was one more thing I would like to mention. Some people know when we talk about the chakras, we talk about principles of chakras, and they are associated with certain colors. There are certain colors we associate with the chakras, so I'll just mention that as well if you'd like to know. Now the root chakra, that's the first chakra. Root chakra, if you know, it's mainly for the instinct, the tribe, the family. That's what it represents, and it is represented in the color red. So these beliefs also, these chakra indications also are really good, because sometimes they just help you change that energy around. Second is the sacral, which is creativity, relationships, etc. And that is represented by color orange. So you can see orange is a very bright color. It is, more for creativity and relationship in the family. So orange depicts that. The third is the solar plexus, which is the power and the drive that represents, and it's represented by the color yellow. So you would have heard people talk about, certain chakras, and, you can associate it with the colors. So they're just the psychology in which it works. So it'll work everywhere, whether it be for your clothing or it'll be for your home interiors. Now the fourth, heart chakra, balance, harmony, represented by green. The fifth is the throat chakra, which is blue-green. The sixth is your thought, your brain, your logic, which is the dark blue. And the seventh chakra is the higher self, the higher conscious, as you call, the spiritual. It's kind of more spiritual, and it's got the violet color. So that is how the colors are represented even in the chakras. So if you want to associate with the chakras, sometimes, people like to work that way. And that's why I said certain beliefs can affect your mood as well. So these colors have these strong influences on that part of your chakra. So they do affect. I hope I have made things a little clearer, and if you've got, like I said, if you've got any questions, you can DM me or even comment down below. I'm happy to answer. And I would really like to know what else topics, because I can just keep talking so much, but I really like to know what topics you all are quite interested in, so that I can, pick that up and do a next chat. I do have somebody joining in today. Thank you very much. So some names haven't come up, but I've just got some numbers up here. So thank you very much for joining. I hope you've enjoyed this session. Have a lovely day today. It seems to be a sunny day again. Have a lovely day, and see you next week, Thursday. Thank you very much. Bye.